Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 PSN review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at PixelJunk Eden, which if you've never played it before, I suppose it's a platformer. So, at the start you can push start and leave Eden. You can push select and it brings up options and things to do. Like the last PixelJunk game I reviewed, Monsters, you can play online, but again it's just simply a score thing. And the whole point is you go into the gardens and you have to collect Spectra, which is them weird symbols out at the bottom. You get 50 Spectra on the game, and while the game is quite fun, it does have some annoyances. Mainly, the biggest one, it has Super Mario 64 syndrome. By that, I mean the fact of, you go on, you have to collect one Spectra, you collect that Spectra, and bam, you're out the level. So every time you collect a new Spectra, you're out the level, because then it changes slightly to not like Mario 64, where once you collect any one star you leave. Instead, now the next time you go on it, you have to collect the first one that you'd got, and then the new one. It's one of them things that you can't just play around in the garden getting all 5 in one go, and it can be annoying. It seems like unnecessary filler, but maybe it's just simply because the game might only actually take an hour or two to beat without that. But anyway, the whole point of it is, you're able to jump off things. When you jump off, you get this silk coming out of you so that you can spin around. You control it with the analog. You can push the X button straight away to get rid of the silk so that you're not swinging around. You can hold the X button to spin through the air. It just allows you to phase through items instead of sticking on them. And the whole point is you have to collect those flower type things, which will fill up bigger flower type things so that you can make new platforms and that. Unfortunately, it's a little hard to describe and show everything off, because looking through my camera lens right now, this looks terrible. The game itself does look brilliant, but it's not exactly a camera friendly game. So you might be able to see all the little intricacies and details and all that of things happening, but when you hit the flowers, little things come out of them. The more of them you collect, the faster your circle fills up. Once the circle starts flashing like that, then as I say, new platforms build. It allows you to explore more of the garden, it allows you to find more Spectra and that. In the bottom left corner you've got the white dots there, or white lines. That's basically your timer. By collecting little circle dot things and blobs and that, and there's big ones as well, then it fills your time back up. In the bottom right it shows you the Spectra and that, and you score. And then in the middle of the screen it's just simply got PixelJunk 1 to 3, because this is the third PixelJunk game out. Upon collecting Spectra, the garden colour does actually change, and this is where a lot of the appeal of the game comes from. The fact that artistically it's incredibly astounding. It's a very beautiful game despite being simple in 2D, and the music's pretty damn cool as well. It's just one of those that's mainly more of a game that you play for the experience, not for the gameplay. But having said that, the gameplay is still fun in places. It's quite nice to be able to just swing around bashing into things, and it can get a little nerve intense and all that, and you'll be on the edge of your seat type thing when you're about to collect the final Spectra, and it turns out you miss and you fall right the way down to the very bottom of the garden, meaning you have to climb up again. So it's just one of them things you can have a bit of a daft laugh with. Anyway, I'll cut into a different garden now just to show you a different garden, really. So here we go then, this is the second garden, and as you might notice, there's 2 of us now. The game actually has 3-player co-op, and you can use each other to bounce off of, like as platforms and that. If you go too far away, then a timer flashes up and quite simply you die, but then you respawn where your mate is. So a bit of an odd one. Doesn't seem to be much point of it there, but even so, it's one of them things that you might want to avoid. Object though is still the same. You have to collect these flowers and the little bits that come out of the flowers, and then the Spectra and that, and then you go on and do it all again, really. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid, or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel, because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.